Alright, Perry, this is just a quick video response to you. In reference to your global warming debate and the CO2 difficulties the world seems to be having. I want to say I wholeheartedly agree with your stand. CO2 is not a pollutant. I wish we could get off of CO2 and actually get on to some of the things that make a difference in our health. Even if I grant the entire debate and that mankind is causing 100% of the warming effect that we have, to implement the steps that are being suggested at an enormous cost to humanity is absolutely nuts. Take that money and put it forward into technologies. Put it forward into what the world's going to be like 100 years from now. You know, the pollution problem, you know, I've said this before, and for those that watch me, I apologize for being redundant, but the pollution problem at the turn of the 19th century, 20th century, you know, about 1901, the big pollution problem in New York City was what to do with all the horse shit, you know? So 100 or so years ago, the big pollution problem was what to do with all the horse shit. Now we know better. The horses aren't around. We have other problems. 100 years from now, oh, come on, people. Don't be so narrow-minded to think that we're going to stagnate in this particular set of technology for the next 100 years. No. And what would happen right now if we said that the entire world was going to have to curb their CO2 emissions, because that's what would have to happen. I mean, Kyoto is bunk, all right? Kyoto does not do anything to bring down measurably the effect of this global warming problem or global warming theory. I mean, Kyoto doesn't do anything for it. So what would you have to do is we'd have to just flat out stop everything, and you'd have a whole set of undeveloped nations that would stagnate in their own poverty, untold deaths. We already have an incredible amount of people being killed by malaria because of the pig-headedness and the overreaction to DDT, and still the unwillingness to allow it in limited use. Even though the World Health Organization is leaning in that direction now, because it's absolute catastrophe. People just don't think of unintended consequences. All right, they just don't think that way. So this was just a say, hey, here, I've got one little humorous thing for you, which is it's a little global warming joke. I work for a major university in the southeast United States, and once a year I would give the faculty orientation for information technology, and I would pass out these pamphlets to them, and the pamphlets would like be 4 or 5 pages of stuff to make their life easier upon arrival at this university as a professor. And they'd all have these big pamphlets in there, and I'd go up in front of them and I'd be serious. I mean, I would just have a serious as a heart attack up there, and I'd say, all right, now it may have looked like I just gave you a whole entire tree's worth of paper. Well, that's the university's little global warming initiative to try to prevent global warming. And they would just look at me like, how is cutting down trees going to do that? All right, what we have here in this paper is carbon. And you're all going to take the carbon back to your offices. You're going to sequester that carbon in your drawer or in a filing cabinet. But it's not going to go back in the atmosphere because you're not going to burn it. It'll go in a dump somewhere. So it'll be released back in the atmosphere hundreds of thousands of years from now, probably, or once it breaks down. It could be 100 years from now. But the odds are it's going to be in their filing cabinet at the university for the next 100 years. I mean, let's be honest there. So I said, and the fact that I was able to use so much paper that they had to cut down an entire tree to supply it means that we're going to plant 4 new trees. And you know what? New trees are so much better at taking the carbon out of the air and putting it into pulp. The old trees, no, they've had their massive growth spurts. The new trees are the way to go. So the 4 new trees are going to be so much more efficient at taking out the CO2 out of the air than the 1 old tree was. So this is just our little thing that we're going to do, that we do here at the university. You know, a lot of universities go into paperless offices, all right? No, that's not us. No, we're not going to be doing that. And these people would look at me like I was insane. But their brains, as intelligent, I mean, they're all professors. They're going like, they don't know what to think. They don't know what to say. Because it's, you know, from their perspective, there's a certain amount of sense to be had. But you're chopping down a tree. That doesn't make sense. The whole thing's a joke, all right? And I did let him in on it, but, well, maybe not too obvious. Let them stew on it, you know. Cracked me up. Well, anyway, that's my little 2 cents on your debate. Keep up the excellent work. I love the song, and I love the songs, I'm sorry. I'm relatively new to your channel, though, but that's why I initially came over here, as probably many of us did. But, yeah, I love your thought process. I love how you approach a topic, and it's interesting. So take care. Have a good day.